On several occasions, the world has come perilously close to nuclear war. The US alone has threatened to use nuclear weapons on at least 25 occasions.
Melbourne physician Tilman Ruff and his colleagues won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2017 for spearheading a global campaign to ban nuclear weapons.
No nuclear-armed state is disarming. Instead, all 9 are investing massively in modernising their nuclear arsenals.
Their campaign paved the way for the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, known as the Ban Treaty. It's been signed by 95 countries. In 2018, Anthony Albanese and Richard Marles publicly endorsed that treaty at the ALP's National Conference.
This is a Nobel Peace Prize awarded to an organisation made up of activists concerned about our place in the world.
So Labor took an important step at its national conference in 2018 in Adelaide.
Labor and government will sign and ratify the UN Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. This resolution is Labor at our best.
Championed by the current Prime Minister, Mr Albanese, Labor enshrined in its national policy platform a commitment to, in government, sign and ratify the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons.
Richard Marles stood up to second that motion.
We have today, before this conference, a resolution that we can all agree upon. We can all agree on the aim of the Ban Treaty to remove nuclear weapons from the world.
6 months into its second term, the Albanese government still hasn't signed the Ban Treaty.
In 2018, the ALP National Conference agreed to sign or adopt the Nuclear Weapons Ban Treaty. Why has that not happened?
Well, we have been consistent with our position in relation to this. That is a decision of government, and government has been consistent in terms of its position in respect of that treaty.
You said you were going to sign the treaty and you haven't done it.
What's really clear is that the conference understands that this is a decision of government, and that is a decision of Labor in government. And the decision that Labor has made in government has been to follow the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and the NPT is at the core of Labor in government's policy.
Today we have an opportunity.
The NPT, or Non-Proliferation Treaty, is something entirely different. It seeks to limit the number of nuclear-armed states, not ban nuclear weapons. It's been Labor policy for more than 50 years.
I don't argue that this is easy. I don't argue that it's simple. But I do argue that it's just. I commend the resolution.
Anthony Albanese stood outside Parliament and campaigned very fiercely in opposition for support of that treaty. Surely that's a broken election promise.
It's definitely not.
If Labor had signed the Ban Treaty, Australia would be the first nation under America's so-called nuclear umbrella to take that position. It would mean nuclear-armed submarines or bombers would not be welcome here.
The main obstacle has really been concern about the United States' reaction and opposition from the United States.
Critics would say that in government, the US has lent on you and said that that treaty, the Nuclear Weapons Ban Treaty, is inconsistent with Australia falling under the US nuclear umbrella and indeed the ANZUS Treaty. Is that correct?
That's not correct. I've not had a single conversation with an American counterpart about any of this.
Critics might say that you taking that to national conference and advocating for that treaty was either naive or dishonest.
Well, again, I don't accept that. And This is an issue that had been worked through at length, and we arrived at the position that we did.
Do you think the age of disarmament and nuclear arms control is over?
Yes, unfortunately, it really does seem to be the end of an era at a time of weakened international cooperation. It significantly increases the urgency of getting disarmament, preventing nuclear war.
Australia has a role